Kendrick Lamar has been buzzing for months. He has had the world in his palm for months. The entire music media is paying such careful attention to him and Drake simultaneously that there's little room for anything else. And that only got more intense after GNX came out, where Kendrick had that line, don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman, that's law, right? He's affirming the value of black women. He's affirming his commitment to protecting black women. He is saying we can't be mocking black women. It seemed like a fairly safe and reasonable statement to make as a black man, as a black artist, as a black rapper in particular. Well, Alfred Schultz decided to speak out about it. Now, if you don't know who Alfred Schultz is a comedian. He's a podcaster. He's on The Brilliant Idiots with Charlemagne. And a lot of people know him because of his relationship to Charlemagne, because now suddenly they're in this space where they're talking about black culture, black issues, etc. Andrew Schultz has always pushed the edge. He's always been an edgy comedian. He's always been irreverent. But he responded, he took the Kendrick thing as a diss against him, and he decided that it was best for him to respond to Kendrick in this way. Check this out. This is Andrew Schultz's response to Kendrick.
Like, first of all, Kendrick's people and the gang affiliate, everybody, his security, they will kill me. They will destroy me. They'll find me in the street. They'll fucking cut me up. They'll shoot. They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy. Y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. There's nothing he could do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him. And the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, this is about physics. It's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that if we're in a cell and we're bored and we've done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell, and we ran out of board games and we did all the other things, we cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position.
Why are you pulling this picture up, Mark? Why are you doing this?
Put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce's girl. Look at that shit.
Oh my God, dude, that's unbelievable.
Yo, I'll be honest. I would go so far as to say I don't think he could stop most people on the planet from having sex with him. Like, the only reason he got security is to stop people from having sex with him whenever he wants. Now, don't get me wrong, there's people who could fuck me against my will. I was in an elevator once with this drag queen, and this motherfucker was like 6'5".
Oh, yeah.
And we're in the elevator, and we're going down. I'm like, yo, if he wanted to take it, I gotta cause a ruckus or something like that. Like, I gotta have my pants. I gotta do something. I know with Kendrick that he's talking a lot of shit, but if it came down to it, I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle. I could put him on my lap. I could feed him a bottle and make love to him if I wanted to, and there's nothing he could do about it. I might not be hard. Dick might just slap soft against his butt. I could be romantic with him, and there's nothing he could do about it, to the point, like, I think I'm so charming, he would just fall into it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think he would just be so charmed. He would be like, damn, like, whap, 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 whap. Let me suck it up. You want to talk about another album called Damn. Sit down. Reincarnated. Ask I penetrated. Listen, but then all.
So many things here. First, it's just not funny. It's disgusting. Andrew Schultz said Alfred, I think. Did I say Alfred? I'm sorry. I'm frustrated for a few reasons, and disgusted for a few reasons. First, it's not funny. Second, I don't care how many times he says making love, he's talking about rape. He's talking about rape. He's joking about raping Kendrick Lamar. That's never funny. But the idea that you could sit in a room and mock rape is disgusting. I think I'm particularly disgusted to see these people of color, these men of color, standing there watching Alfred Schultz, a white man, make fun of the act of sexual assault, an act of sexual violence against a black man. There's a long history of buck breaking, and buck breaking was about violence against black men. It was about breaking black men's spirit by physically beating them, by mentally torturing them, and by sexually abusing them. That's what buck breaking was. And that's exactly what he's getting at here. And let's remember, again, he's responding to what he believes is a jab from Kendrick Lamar, who's saying, don't clown black women. Kendrick Lamar is simply defending black women. Now, Alfred also made a comment about hip hop being misogynistic and all these other things. And he's pointed out some of Kendrick's mistakes or contradictions. And I think some of what he said was true. I mean, Kendrick has advocated for people who are problematic. Kendrick has done things that are troublesome. But in that moment, he was standing up for black women. He didn't name Alfred Schultz. He didn't put a name on the bullet, and he didn't disrespect Alfred Schultz. I keep saying Alfred Schultz, Andrew Schultz. It's funny, I know Andrew Schultz for a long time, and I also know Bill. I worked with his brother Bill, and I'm friends with his brother Bill. And they do have a brother named Alfred, which is the context. Am I making that up? Do they have a brother named Alfred? I think they have a brother named Alfred. Anyway, that was Bill. Anyway, it's tough here. It's tough here. To sort of articulate how frustrating, how profoundly frustrating it is to watch this. Rape culture, when y'all say there's no such thing as rape culture, this is it. And if you don't think that rape culture is bound up in racism as well, anti-blackness as well, it absolutely is. Let's be clear about that. Watching the self-hate and the indifference to rape culture and just this flat out, I ain't gonna use that word, but just the commitment to reinforcing white people's whims and desires and laughter and all that shit. What's the matter, boss? We sick. Watching these black and brown people do that is disgusting. Watching the idea of a black man advocating for a black woman be mocked and turned into this is terrible. And then there's the question, why do you think that you have a right to do this? You know, I don't have an issue with Andrew critiquing rappers, being involved in the culture. You know, there's plenty of room in hip hop for all kinds of people. Hip hop has always been diverse, even though it's a production, a cultural production that comes out of blackness and comes out of urban hoods and comes out of post-industrial urban America and comes out of blackness. We are a universal people. It's okay for white people to be down with it. But now you're not just coming in, but you're trying to police it. You're coming in and you're mad that a black man defended a black woman, and then you're talking about mocking him. Now, I know Kendrick came out with the bar, so you're going to come out with the comedy, and I don't mind you coming out with comedy. I don't mind irreverent comedy. I ain't mad at that. But this goes beyond irreverent comedy. You're mocking sexual violence, sexual domination. And the thing is, you're not contributing to the culture. You know, it's one thing, you know, and I'm watching people. Dr. Everett White put it perfectly. His response is being called a racist misogynist is to be a racist misogynist. And they say hit dog holler, right? You throw a rock into a group of dogs, the hit dog hollers, right? The one that got hit hollers. He said, a white man shouldn't be making fun of black women, white comedian shouldn't be making fun of black women, and he jumps up and speaks out. Why? Because he knows he was a white comedian making fun of black women. And he responds to the accusation of racism and misogynoir by going even deeper. Because part of the argument of saying that you're going to buck break Kendrick Lamar and physically dominate him is that you're going to treat him like a woman, right? And he made the comment about penetration right after that, and make even the language of making love is still to make it seem as if he's effeminizing Kendrick. He's saying he's little and I can dominate him. I can treat him the way men treat women. And that kind of language itself also smuggles in a certain kind of anti-woman logic, an anti-woman narrative, anti-woman sentiment. But the core here is that Andrew Schultz is making a joke. And I get what people are saying, right? That he's just joking about being able to beat up Kendrick. I get the joke. He's saying Kendrick is too little to talk shit. Kendrick is too little to handle me. I can whoop Kendrick's ass. And he's saying, and he's communicating that through this language of I can have sex with him whenever I want, right? That's what Boxley Brown here is saying. Here's the problem. Saying that, let's say you're right. Let's say all he's saying is he can beat up Kendrick Lamar. Okay, why would he want to talk about beating up Kendrick Lamar when Kendrick said, stop mocking black women? I'm standing up for why would that be something that will warrant a violent response or an allusion to violence? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so as he's asserting a certain kind of masculinity that says, I'm going to use my masculine identity to be a protector. And again, I'm not fetishizing or romanticizing even what do you call it? Like a kind of philanthropic hypermasculinity or a kind of generous patriarchy, where it's like, yeah, I'm using my patriarchy for good and naive. You know, it's like, no, patriarchy itself is a problem. So I don't want to romanticize that or dismiss that. Benevolent patriarchy is the word I was trying to say. I don't want to romanticize benevolent patriarchy here, but Kendrick is saying, look, I'm standing, let's stand up for something positive. And Schultz responds to that with this. Not just I can whoop his ass, but I could rape you if I wanted to. He's literally saying, I could rape you if I wanted to. Why would that be something worth saying to this? If Kendrick said, yeah, I'm gonna smack the shit out of Andrew Schultz, and then you want to reassert your hyper masculinity and your toxic masculinity by saying, look what I can do to you, right? Because masculinity is about physical domination too often. I get that, but Kendrick did none of that. None of this was warranted. Just because you hang with black people, just because you work with black people, doesn't mean you have the right to act in ways that overstate your affiliations. But let me be very clear again. I don't think that black men should be doing this either. We shouldn't be saying that kind of shit. We shouldn't be doing that kind of shit. And we damn sure shouldn't be laughing at that kind of shit. Like my brother on the left here in this video. I mean, come on, y'all. We're better than this. So I'd love to talk to Andrew. I know Andrew not well, but I know Andrew. I'd love to talk to him and figure out why the hell he's making this choice, why he thought that was funny, why he thought that was okay. But I'm not dying to get that. What I'm dying to do is get justice. Kendrick don't need nothing. He's fine, right? But I'm talking about in the broader world. I've watched, you know what? I'm gonna leave it there.